Welcome back to the Nintendo Wiretap. My name is Amiibo Jason, and on today's episode, we have 4 stories to take a look at. The first being Sonic the Hedgehog might be coming to Super Monkey Ball in the best, weirdest crossover ever, so without further ado, let's take a look. Alright guys, story number 1. So in just over a month, we have Super Monkey Ball coming back to a Nintendo console after a very, very long hiatus. Now, if you've never played the Super Monkey Ball franchise, it's one of my favorites. In fact, it was the first game I picked up for my GameCube many years ago. And today, it looks like, according at least to the game's Xbox achievements list, it looks like we might see Sonic the Hedgehog join Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. Now, the name of the achievement is called Way Past Cool, and the description reads, clear a stage as Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I do want to point out this information comes from the good folks over at Sonic Stadium, so if you want to read their entire article about this, I have a link to that in the description down below. Now, keep in mind, none of this is officially confirmed yet by Sega, but I'm expecting to at least get some information on this in the coming weeks, since the game is coming out pretty darn soon. But what do you guys think about this? Are you a fan of crossovers? Do you want to see Sonic and Super Monkey Ball? Let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments down below. Alright, moving to story number 2 today. The accessory company 8BitO is releasing a Switch Lite-inspired Bluetooth controller, and this thing really gives me some Virtual Boy flashbacks. Now, the good folks at 8BitO have been known to make some pretty great accessories. In fact, I own an 8BitO wireless receiver that I use for many consoles, and it's one of my favorite accessories ever. But now that the Nintendo Switch Lite is out, you have to get some sort of color-coded controller, right? Well, the good folks at 8BitO think so, and they're releasing 2 pretty interesting-looking wireless controllers like I mentioned before. Now, the thing about these is there's absolutely no analog sticks anywhere to be found on these, and instead, they give you 2 D-pads. That's right, 2 D-pads. Again, I'm getting some flashbacks here to the Virtual Boy controller. If you've ever played the Virtual Boy, it actually had 2 D-pads as well. And for many of those games, those D-pads worked really well. But for the Nintendo Switch, I can't imagine these are going to come in handy for a lot of games. But who knows, maybe I'm completely wrong. Now, these controllers look like they would be a perfect fit for indie games, maybe Nintendo Switch Online's NES and Super NES games. But for games like Breath of the Wild, first-person shooters, anything that requires any kind of 3D movement, I can't imagine this would be a good pickup for you. But they're gorgeous, they match the Switch Lite pretty much perfectly, so if you're obsessed with color coding and you're looking for a controller for basic games like I mentioned before, this might be a good option for you. But if you want to pick one of these up, these are coming out actually pretty darn soon. They're going for $24.99, they're going to work with the Nintendo Switch, for PC, and other platforms as well. If you want to pre-order one of these, I have a link to the pre-orders down in the description below. Now, I'm really tempted to get one of these. I do love my Nintendo Switch Lite, and I love the fact that the colors are so similar, but there's a few things. Number 1, the Switch Lite does not have a kickstand, so there's not going to be a proper way to prop this thing up while you're trying to use a controller. And number 2, the Switch Lite is really designed for portable play, and I don't see myself needing a controller for it, but who knows, maybe I'm going to bite the bullet and pick one of these up. But let me know if you guys like these, if you foresee any of you picking any of these up. Let me know in the comments down below. Alright, moving on to story number 3 tonight, we get our very first look at the upcoming Pokemon anime that takes place in every region so far. Now, the next season of Pokemon, it seems like it's going to shake up the status quo quite a bit. As we learned at the start of the month, instead of focusing on a single new region, it would feature all the previous locations. Now, we might have gotten a better idea of how big the show is going to be, thanks to what appears to be a leaked poster. So, full disclaimer on this thing. The Pokemon Company has not confirmed that this poster is real. This is a leaked poster. There's no indication that this is going to be the official thing. But looking at the artwork, looking at everything on this either would be absolutely insanely impressive fan art or this is the real deal. And everything I've seen on this makes me feel like this is 100% legitimate. Now, in this poster, we can see Ash's new design, and we also see a brand new trainer who has a Rotom phone, which is pretty neat looking, and he has a Score Bunny. Now, in the background, we can see what appears to be a globe in the shape of a Pokeball, with all of the regions we've seen so far in the game. Now, we really shouldn't have a whole lot of time left before we find out if this is legit or not. We should be getting an official announcement about this anime coming up this Sunday, so stay tuned for more details. Alright guys, final story of the day. This is going to be a shameless plug. A brand new episode of The Legend of Zelda Timeline is out today on the Nintendo Wire YouTube channel, so once you're done watching this video, I highly recommend you check this one out. Now, the amazing Tom Brown, he's done a lot of our pixel art that you've seen in the past, including our D-Makes, put this one together. It's amazing pixel art, and it shows you a visual history of every Legend of Zelda game that's ever been released. Give it a watch, let me know what you think. I have a link to this in the description down below, or you can click on the annotation in the top right-hand corner of the screen right now. And that's going to wrap up tonight's Nintendo Wiretap. I have some other videos coming up this weekend for you too. We have some unboxings, we have a first look at the Nintendo Switch Lite, at least for us. I know it's not the first look for everybody, but we also have this absolutely absurd Dragon Quest slime controller we're going to be looking at. I can't wait to share with you my thoughts on that too, so stay tuned all of this weekend for brand new Nintendo Wire content. But until next time, as I always say, stay wired in. Bye guys.